you guys so much for coming.
Hi, welcome. It's our last show of the semester.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. Remember when we were? Do you remember back in the day?
Which one?
When we started this whole thing. Do you remember what our
When we were scrappy up and comers?
I don't remember. Do you?
We're still those kids we used to be.
How do you take goodbyes, Nicholas?
Let's get into it. I think I'm. Oh my god! I feel like I'm being circled by a vulture. I think I take goodbyes fairly well if I can make a big event out of it.
Okay.
You know, if I can make it a whole song and dance, great.
From which musical?
Whoa. Cats.
Yeah.
First thing that comes to mind. How about you? I feel like you very elaborate goodbyes. Whoa, you eat people, and that's how you say goodbye.
I'm very fond of eating people. Thank you. I am very sentimental. So a friend of mine once said, Jordan, you're like nostalgic for the present. And I like that. I'm down with that. I put that, I tweet that. Don't dare me, because I will. But
I'm holding back.
don't dare me.
Jordan says she doesn't believe in free will.
Wait, no, I do. No, I don't.
And she had no choice in the matter.
It's true. I do think it's so. I think the idea that we don't have free will is like truly so fun, and it gets my little tummy going.
What about it?
Because one, it's like, okay, cool. So it's like, oh, every single choice we make is about the different things that have happened in our lives, our experiences, and all of our chemicals. And so it's like, if I choose one thing, blah blah blah. That's so freaking cool because then it's like, oh, I just want to hug everyone, and like we didn't mean to.
How do we get here?
I just want to snuggle with literally everyone, and it also means that you don't have to regret anything, and you don't have to. You can learn from experience, but you don't have to feel regret, which isn't a really productive feeling to have in the beginning. I'll do a philosophy lesson any day of the week. Sign me up. Thank you.
Just like to join searing optimism.
And I believe a little birdie told me that Nicholas doesn't believe in things, doesn't believe that we exist in a world without ghosts.
I don't want to live in a world without ghosts.
What?
That just sounds so dull.
So it's only and you just like it because it's
For the sheer thrill. No, I just don't think it makes sense that there wouldn't be ghosts. Sue me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that there wouldn't.
Right. And like we're talking friendly ghosts. We're talking Myrtle. What is
Moni Myrtle.
I
I don't think they're evil. I don't think that they, I don't think it's purgatory. I don't think they're having a bad time. I just think they're around.
Okay. And
I've never seen a ghost.
Are they funny?
Whoa.
Are they? Would I want to hang?
I don't think you'd want to chill with a ghost.
Okay. And you've had experience with ghosts?
No.
Okay.
But I believe.
Okay. Let's connect all of our dots here.
Okay.
So we began as our beginnings, goodbyes, free will, ghosts. Where do we see the intersection? Us. This show.
Right here.
Right now.
The present.
Live in the present. Like someday you might be a ghost, and like we don't know if that'll be cool or not. So why wait? I mean, why?
I'll fight right now.
Just find out.
I don't think you die and you become a ghost.
Not like
It's not like, whoa, here I am.
I think that'd be cooler. Why do you think there's a delay?
It's not like you're like at the DMV, but I just don't think it happens like that.
Slam on that DMV. You know what's also
This has been a rose to the DMV the whole time.
You know what's also slow? Getting your visa. No one ever talks about that. People are always talking about it.
Did you get your visa today?
A little while ago. Actually, it hasn't come back. It hasn't come yet, so that means it's keeps on going with the theme of slow. Well, we got
a great show. We have a really great lineup. Opening up the show, I'm gonna let Jordan take this one because this girl's near and dear to her heart.
This girl is near and dear to my heart. She started off as a colleague, a mere colleague, and then became a friend, which is huge. Let's give a hand for Julia!
A colleague. It sounds so grown up. Do you feel grown up, Jordan?
I'm a woman.
I love that. Guys, hello. I am very nervous. Not right now, but just like constantly all the time. And my therapist last week called me a low-key panic monster. Other things she's called me a high-key panic monster. Emily? My name is Julia. But Joyce, that's my therapist, she's a real G. She's a real good friend. She helps me with the day-to-day. Last week we had a very long conversation about the fact that my dermatologist told me that I have face dandruff. Just like a real self-esteem boost, just like a greasy, flaky slap in the face. And I went for another reason. I wasn't asking like what's wrong with my face and my appearance. I was like, I have this scrape on my leg and it's doing stuff. And he just offered up this information. So he was like, you have face dandruff. And so I had to make an appointment with Joyce, my therapist, to talk about it. And I just think that they're working together. Like I think he tells me I have face dandruff, and I have to go talk to her, and he like probably gets some commission from that. And it's just a sweaty situation. And I understand that sweating is like a natural physiological, thing that happens, and it cools your body, and so you won't die from heat. I think, but I would rather just drop dead, I think, of heat stroke than sweat in front of a hot person. In general, I think that's better. And I'm just like, I think that I describe myself as like pleasantly mentally ill. Maybe some of you can relate, thank you. I am what they call an obsessive compulsive, but not in like a hot way. And, but my OCD, I think, is confusing because it can hide itself as other things, like, do I touch the mezuzah every time I leave my apartment because I'm a good Jew? Or it's just because if I don't, like, everyone I've ever loved will get hit by the same falling piano, It's like really hard to tell. Do you guys drink alcohol? So does my dad. Speaking of my dad, I'm thinking of what the world would be like without men, just for fun. And like totally, there are some good men, like Obama, Ed Sheeran, like good men. But what I was thinking, like, what are my favorite movies if men didn't exist? Like 10 Things I Hate About You, just 10 Things I Hate, just like a list of feminist grievances. Step Brothers, just Step, just a stress-free documentary of getting from the first to the second floor. Just really calming. Speaking of not needing men for things and seamless transitions, my girlfriend and I have this new, fun new agreement where I can date other people and sleep with whoever I want, and she doesn't answer my texts or live in my apartment anymore. No, it's okay. And any of you guys want kids? Jordan, I have some great news. No. I don't know if I want kids. I think some kids are cool, you know, Caillou, Dora. I don't know any real kids. But I just like refuse to sit through a chorus concert. I just think, like, why is it always Michael Jackson tribute night? Does that resonate with anyone? I feel like every chorus concert I went to, it's just like the oldies and always Michael Jackson themed. And when I was in 5th grade, my chorus did an orchestral rendition of Eiffel 65's Blue Dabba Dee. You know, I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. Orchestral. That song's like 85% synth beats. Like just plug in an iTouch. That's, I just think, enough reason to not procreate. I go to school in Iowa. Jealous? Cool. I go to school in a very rural Republican town, a lot of farmers, right-leaning folks. And sometimes there are some, you know, more ignorant people in town who like to harass the people who go to my school, which is really awesome. And one day I was walking down the street, walking home from class, and I passed this really busy road, and this large truck drove by that had a Trump 2020 sticker and a 1877 Guns for Kids sticker, which I don't have time to unpack here, but sped past and yelled "dyke" at me. And normally that would be something that would be really scary and, you know, make me feel unsafe in my home, but two things. One, I was just like impressed by this man's ability to pick up on my subtle, like, queer clothing nuance vibe, you know? Like, cool for him for being like, I see those bandana print Doc Marten laces. And, like, I see where that undercut once was. And two, he was driving really quickly, so this is what it sounded like. Doc! Doc! So, you know, I think it could be remixed to be something, a song on iTunes, just, right. And I would buy it, and bye. Thanks.
I will never let my kids be in the school orchestra because I can't stand the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song. It's not in my home. This next comedian, oof, man, who could it be? Anybody. She is a world-renowned it girl. She is a member of every food co-op on the island of Manhattan. She, sometimes I'm like, wow, I get to like hang out with this person every day and like do a show with them every other week. Please welcome Jordan Allen! Woo!
That was very sweet. I am an it girl. Okay, so as many of you might know, I am studying abroad next semester. Thank you. And a lot of people have asked me, like, oh my God, like, Jordan, are you ready? Like, are you prepared? Can you do this? Or this is a really big change in your life? And so I've been thinking about it, and I was just like going through my closet. I just like went through one of my cabinets. I was trying to think, like, am I ready? And so I like found this, and this is, I thought like maybe it could be a little French and like fun. And so I'll bring that, I think. And then I was like looking through more of my closet, and I thought like this is like so classic Jordan, but with it like could totally be Parisian too. And then I was also like, still like, what else do I have? I
was like, oh, this could be a cool late night party hangout. And then I was like, do I have any other clothes? This is fun. That was all in one cabinet. And this shirt also, a little bit of a take on a classic. And then I found this, weirdly enough. So I think I'm ready to go. I've been prepping for this for a long time. Okay, so here's the thing. First off, I do have some questions about France. I have some things that I want to find out, some things that confuse me. Could anyone here tell me what week is in French?
Semaine.
Oh, thank you. Semaine. That's fun. Can someone tell me what end is in French? That's great. What's weekend? Le weekend. What? Are you kidding me? That makes no sense. So I'm gonna talk to the big Macron about that. Yeah, I definitely think that there's, I maybe perhaps in my life have fetishized French culture. I'm curious about it, confused about it. I do think there's some things are different. Like French people I feel like famously very very cool and they don't care. And they love rats. Famously due to 2007 film Ratatouille. And I am I care about everything, and if you friend me on Facebook, I immediately go through my Facebook to view my Facebook in your eyes. That's just a true fact. I really care about all of your opinions. So that might be difficult in France. I also, if anyone was here at my last stand-up show, I don't like rodents either. So I don't want them in my poop. I do think them being animated was cute, but I didn't like that at the beginning of that film it said based on a true story. And then I think when I'm there, I want to read a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna read a lot. I think I'll read Foucault and Lacan and Derrida. I just want to read them in their original. Text because I definitely read some of their stuff in English and it makes no sense. Their words, their sentences, their structures are insane. And I want to know who is playing a prank on me. Is it them or their translators? So we're going back to the baby. We're trying to find out what they're saying.
And the dentist was like, hey, hold on, actually, you can't leave. I was like, what? And he was like, you can't leave, you forgot your drills. And he held up a bag of drills that he had used to do the root canal, and he tried to give them to me. I was like, wait, is this how you become a dentist? Is that what this is? He explained that what actually happened was that he had only done half of the root canal, and my dentist back home had to do the other half, but he had to use these drills. And I didn't know what to do. I was traveling with my family. They had no idea what to make of any of this, of me coming back to the hotel with equipment. They thought it was my fault. My mom was like, I know what happened. You filled out the forms wrong. I said, what? She was like, clearly you checked the wrong box on the forms. I was like, Mom, why would that be a box? Who is that box for? You know, who's going in there like, hey, can I get a root canal to go? My brother drills back to America, and I went to my dentist, and I was a little nervous because I've had this dentist for like a long time. I've seen him, I've seen him forever, and I've never presented him with his materials before. I didn't know what to say. I was just kind of in the waiting room with my bag of drills, and he came out and he brought me in, and he saw my bag of drills, and he was like, "Oh, were you just in India?" I was like, "What? Yeah, how did you know?" And he opened a drawer, and in the drawer he had 2 other bags of drills. And he was like, I don't know why they do that. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more about Indian culture, mostly that thing specifically. Real quick, I write for this political comedy show, and I've never done that before. It was a completely new thing when I started, and I was very scared at first. I was terrified for the first couple weeks, and this is probably the first week the showrunner wanted me to put together some pitches for a BTS video. And if you don't know, BTS is the most popular Korean pop band. That's who BTS is. And I didn't understand. I was like, well, this is a political comedy show. Why are we doing a video with BTS? But I was like, I've never done this before. Maybe this is something about political comedy that I don't know. Like, you've got a collab with BTS. I have no idea. So I went back to my office and I put together some ideas for a BTS video. And I didn't know anything about BTS, but I did some research, and there are 7 members, and they all have different kind of personalities. Like there's Suga, he's the funny one. There's V, he's the mysterious guy. And then there's Jungkook, who's the romantic. And so I was just like, okay, maybe there's a video where Jungkook helps our host pick out a gift for his wife or something. I don't know. It was my first week. I didn't really have good ideas, but I sent that in. And an hour later, I got an email from the showrunner that was like, you need to come to my office right now. And I went in and he was like, Mas, I don't know what any of this means. Who is Jungkook? And I was like, well, it's Jungkook, he's the romantic one, He's the guy who's got kind of a charm. And the showrunner explained to me that BTS means behind the scenes. And I don't know what he must have thought when he first got that pitch document. Just we've hired an insane person. This is his first assignment, and he's already introduced 7 new characters. And for some reason, they're all Korean characters. That's a new one, so I'm still laughing about it. Hasn't gotten on to me yet. Alright, I'll say one more thing and then I'm gonna go. I've been thinking about this a lot, how I've always been very open sexually, even from when I was a little kid for some reason. I just always have been. From when I was 10 to when I was 14, I had this whole project. And the project was to give myself a prostate orgasm. That's what I wanted. No, and listen for a second. I thought we were all doing that. I thought everyone was doing that. I didn't realize I was the only boy in 8th grade who was trying to do that. I thought everyone was in it together. And they weren't. And the problem is that a lot of other straight guys think that if they try to give themselves an internal orgasm, it makes them gay. And I think that if you're a straight guy and you've never tried to give yourself an internal orgasm, I think that you've definitely never made a woman come. That's what I think. Just because, and I can back that up with facts and figures. I just think that if you've ever seen a woman have a real internal orgasm, you would want to have that one. You would totally, just because there's such a difference between a female orgasm and whatever it is that men have been having. There's such a big difference! Because when a man comes, it never even looks like it was supposed to happen. It always looks like an accident. It always looks like an accident. Whenever a man comes, it looks like the next thing he's going to do is say, well, that was strange. It's never happened before. But when a woman comes, her arms and legs move, she looks like that one Muppet that plays the drums. And it's like, that's the orgasm that I want to be having. And so growing up, I would always Google, how do I have an internal orgasm? I would Google it on school computers. I didn't give a shit. I wanted it so badly. Oh, I wanted it so bad. And the great thing about these websites is they don't just tell you how to have an internal orgasm, they tell you why you gotta be having one right now. You know? Like, whenever you go on one of these websites, it feels like you were supposed to be there 20 minutes ago. They're like, hey, come on, we gotta get started. They list a lot of like weird medical reasons why you're supposed to be giving yourself a prostate orgasm regularly. And my favorite one, this one would come up on all of the websites. It would say that giving yourself a prostate orgasm, it increases the effectiveness of antibiotics. What? Come on, that's something you say when you get caught, right? That's I'm on antibiotics. Guys, thank you so much for the last
Let's keep it going for Moss.
Our next comic is a very close friend of mine. He's smart. He's a cutie. He's so lovely. He is not called a feditor. He's called a editor of the Fed. Whatever. He is, his hair changes sometimes. And when he has, for Halloween, he tries to get less hair throughout the night, which is kooky. Let's give it up for Nick Rabola.
Thank you. How's everyone doing? Yeah! It's finals week. Means I have to quit smoking again. Going to school in New York City is fun because every semester I get to experience the entire career of a 40s Broadway starlet from start to finish. It's September. The sun is shining. The crowd is moving like they've all got somewhere really nice to be. You step off the bus with 2 suitcases and dreams as big as a Texas sky. This town's gonna know my name. Imagine me on the marquee. Time passes. The semester goes on. It's December. I'm surrounded by 9 cats. I'm going. This city chews you up and it spits you back out. Everybody wants a piece of the action when you're new on the scene. I remember my youth, August. Oh, what it would give to feel that alive again. Next semester starts and it's like, I want to be a part of it. If I can make it. It's a cycle. Thank you for indulging me. That was so fun. I'm just gonna look at this real quick. People talk about New York in a way that is totally different from how it actually is, because when people say, oh, New York is rough, you know, they talk about it as if it's like if you get off the subway and you don't sprint to the street, the cast of Goodfellas is gonna come out from behind an alley and beat you with meatball subs. Yeah, how do you like that? Yeah! What it actually means is that I'll be in the library, and if I breathe too loud, I have to apologize. Sorry. When was the last time somebody in New York said, excuse me, to you? Not shimmy. Shimmy. Which is what happens when you're walking down the street and... Shimmy. Sorry. I like living in New York, but I think that on Instagram, we just need to collectively just take a deep breath. Just reevaluate some core concepts. This is what people from New York put in their Instagram bios. Nick, 20. NYC. Paris, Milan, LA, Chicago, NYC, Milan. I flew from Milan to Milan. Filmmaker. Artist. Activist. Dancer. human being. Aries sun, Libra moon, Leo rising, 150 pounds, potty trained, purebred, neutered, travel bug, storyteller. I think the most confusing thing to me that someone can put in their bio is vegan. Because, look, I get it. As somebody who used to be vegan before I had to pay for my own food, I get it. You want to spread the word. But why stop there? Why stop at telling everyone you're vegan? Why not get to what you're really trying to do and just post a photo of your colon? If you say vegan in your bio, all I'm hearing is, guys, my poops are regular and they are fantastic. Just black and white full of colonoscopy, like, I'm so grateful for everyone that has helped me along the way and for my fibrous and joyous life. I went to a bar the other day, and I'm not 21, but I have a friend's ID and he is 21. So I walk up to the bartender, I hand him the ID. He takes one look at it. He goes, "No, I'm sorry, this is fake." And I go, "Well, how did you know?" And he goes, "Because you are definitely an organ donor." That's my time. Thank you guys very much.
Our next comic is from the Big Apple, if you guys know what I mean. She went to NYU. Very, very funny. Let's give our hands to Rachel. Woo!
Thank you. What's up, you guys? How are you? I'm ill, but I'm so excited to be here. I am like wiped from taking the stairs. By taking the stairs, I mean the elevator, a full flight down to go to the bathroom. That is insane. I went downstairs to pee, and there was like someone playing piano, and I was like, I get it. It's Columbia. Someone is just like playing piano all the time. Amazing. Someone's like, yeah, I know her, and she's really good. So, how about you back the fuck up? How are you guys? Good, great. I'm having sort of a bad day. This morning, I took a pregnancy test in a Best Buy bathroom. To be fair, I haven't had sex in 2 months, but I love drama. So, I had to do it. I was crying on the train today. I was crying because I wasn't pregnant. As you do. I was like, not this dog. And I hate when there's another girl crying in the same subway car as me and I'm forced to feel less special. You just go from like pitiable in a hot way to proving a stereotype. Like, if you walk into the train and there's one woman crying, you're like, wow, women, you know? They're so strong, but they feel everything. They're just, oh, wow. If you walk into the train, you see 2 women crying, you're like, should they vote? I'm trying to narrow down the type of guy that I'm into because I was looking at the lineup and they don't all have glasses or hats, which is a personality type for a guy. Some of the guys in the audience are like, yeah, well, I actually wear both. So watch out. Yeah, but what I realized is I'm into the worst type of the worst types of guys. So like the oiliest DJ, the baldest comedian, the second cousin. What I'm into. Yeah, it's hard. I always get caught in that beginning phase, you know, like the first 2 weeks when you're seeing someone. It's like exciting because you're like, does he know my last name? Will we ever see each other again? I am there for 8 months. And that's something that you would think would make somebody feel bad about themselves. Not with a positive twist, okay? So I'll give you guys some examples. All right, let's say I've been seeing this guy for a while, we're both at the same party, and he is ignoring me, not talking to me, not looking at me. I'm like, I love that he gives me space. And if we only go out once a month to a diner after our sex, I'm like, this is our spot. And if it's been like over a year and I haven't met his family or his friends, I'm like, I can't believe he's an orphan and I am the only person he has. Yeah, I was dating this guy for like 6 months and it was great, except for he kept being like, I don't want a relationship, I can't commit to anything serious right now, and he kept like saying it and meaning it and being clear and communicative about his feelings. Very manipulative. Yeah. The other thing about this guy is he had probs with the peen. Okay, he had erectile dysfunction. And listen, you guys, I would never make fun of a man for honestly anything. Okay, they deserve to be lifted up. But here's the thing, he was a cheater, so it was like, was it not enough to disappoint just me? The other thing is, I'm into dirty talk, and he wasn't into it, and I feel like guys are always like, well, I don't like dirty talk because I'm nice to women. I bought my mom a dishwasher 2 years ago, so I don't know what to say. It's like, just start with any of the things you tweet at female celebrities. Say them to me in bed. Now I'm dating, I started dating an actor, but not in a sad way. He went to Juilliard and was born into money. I'm actually dating 2 actors from Juilliard. Well, I'm dating one, hooking up with the other. He was my co-star in a Popeyes commercial. Okay, I was in a Popeyes commercial, write that down, okay. But it turns out when you start dating 2 guys from Juilliard, you're dating half of Juilliard. The class is very small. And they're both great. The only thing is I just can't tell, like when they're being sincere and when they're acting. Like when I'm hooking up, I'm making it sound like I hook up with both of them at the same time. It's separate. But when I'm hooking up with one of them, it's like, are you really into this, or are you just making like bold choices? I went on a date with a guy that I thought was 32, but he was actually 34. And when you find out he's actually 34, it's like, what's going on? Okay, whoa, I thought you were 2 years younger. And he was so old that he didn't even know to make fun of me for astrology, for like liking astrology. I asked him what his sign was, and he was like, oh, are people into astrology again? They haven't been into astrology since I was 10 in 1945. Yeah. All of the guys that I've been seeing are nice, though, as opposed to the last guy I was dating was like an unstable narcissist. And it turns out when you date nice guys instead of an unstable narcissist, you become the unstable narcissist, which is really fun. So now I go around just like acting crazy, and then I'm like, I feel crazy, so I can't get mad. Because if there's one thing I learned from guys, it's that if you say you're being shitty while you're being shitty, it actually makes you a good person. Maybe even better than just a regular good person. No, I hate that I'm hurting you, but I can't stop. Okay. Just something I've picked up on. I started taking an intro to pole dancing class because I will do anything to cure my mental illness except for something that could actually work. My therapist was like, you need to go on anxiety meds. I was like, you need to go on anxiety meds. I need to take an intro to pole dancing class. And the best part of the class is the beginning when you go around in a circle and confess why you're there. Can't just show up. And it gets weird when you realize that everyone who's taking the class is taking it to avoid becoming a different person who is also taking the class. Like, the first woman raises her hand, she's like, hi, my marriage feels stale, I just want to like sex it up. I'll do anything to avoid becoming that sad divorcee, taking a pole dancing class for fun. The next woman's like, hi, I'm a sad divorcee, I'm taking this pole dancing class for fun. good per se. I went in thinking that I would be amazing. Okay, just that I would be such a natural talent. They would beg me to be a stripper. I'd be like, I can't waste my acting degree, but I will dance for family and friends. Not the case. I touched the pole, and the teacher was like, "You're terrified of your sexuality." Maybe because it is incredibly powerful. Okay. All right, last thing. I feel like my boobs are making fun of me the way they clap together during sex. Just the way that they're kind of like. Well, well, well. All right, thank you guys so much.
Our last comic of the night. We're so excited to have him. Please welcome to the stage. You know him from Vice's Ike at Night. Ike Ufomadu!
Ohayo. Genki? Genki deshita. Otsukare sama deshita. Hai. Arigato. Ah, audience. Hello. Just the first of many words I'll be sharing with you this evening. Including, but not limited to, including, but not limited, and to. That final two, of course, the version spelled T-O, but if you pay close attention, you just might catch me using the version spelled T-O-O and T-W-O, too. That's right, this old entertainer has a couple of tricks up his sleeve. Exactly 2 of them. And with that, I have done it. I have just used all 3 versions of the word to. And for that, I think we can all clap together. Gracias. That means gracias in Spanish. Ah, Spanish. It's like a second language to me. On a scale of woo, how is everyone here? Is there anyone who is not woo? Ah, it's an all-woo crowd. Well, well, wooers, wow. I would like to take a moment to introduce myself, if that's okay. My name is something that means a great deal to me. I've had it for many years. I got it when I was born, and I anticipate that I will have it to the very end of my days. In my hand is a book. They say you can tell what books a person has by looking at their bookshelf. One book you will not see on my bookshelf now is this one. The one that is in my hand. What book is it? Wonderful question. These are the collected sonnets of William Shakespeare, widely regarded as the Shakespeare of his day. Allow me to read you a line to demonstrate. or whether revolution be the same. If that's not a line that William Shakespeare would write, then my name isn't Ike. And with that, I have introduced myself. My name is Ike, as was mentioned before I came up here, and as was mentioned a moment ago by myself to all of you here tonight on what can only be described as Tuesday night. Why do I say that? Well, it's simple. Yesterday was Monday night. Do you agree or disagree? I'm curious.
Great.
I've heard one person agree. And it is seconded. Will it be thirded?
Yes.
Ah, we've got a thirded in the second row. Very curious phenomenon. Will someone fourth it?
No.
No one will fourth that statement. Wow. I think we've just learned a lot about each other. What would you say we've just learned? Yes.
Yesterday was Monday. I would agree with that.
Ah, so you would fourth it. We have in our hands an audience on the precipice of civil war. Audience member against audience member, who moments ago sat in peace, now fight for their lives. And how tragic that is, that people who moments ago saw eye to eye now profoundly disagree on the basic facts governing our existence here, tonight, here, at this esteemed university, here in New York, which is a city I was told by my team before I arrived here tonight. I would like to, before I continue, say hello to those of you in the back of the room. I was in the back myself some moments ago, and I know what it's like. I know how it feels. And even though I may be in the front of the room now, know this, that your struggle will not be forgotten. And I thank you for your attention this evening. With that, I'd like to say a few more words, if that's okay. Is it okay?
Yes. Yeah.
I've heard yes and snaps. Snaps and yes. Yes and snaps and yes. Does anyone have a question? Yes, you who've raised your hand, you in the back, you raised your hand a moment ago, and you put your hand down, and then you put it up again, and then you pointed at your hand. Yes, you're wearing the shirt, and then a shirt underneath that, and you have hair. One with the nose. You just held up two of your fingers. Yes, you there.
I was just wondering, who's the other Ike?
Who's the other Ike? Thank you for that question, because here's you got let's actually take a step back. Consider, how there could be multiple Ikes. So we have, one Ike a moment ago, And now, I think it's, it's essentially, the same, but actually, it's kind of different. And, the reason, is that actually, for decades, folks have, can I, I'd like to, because folks are, there are folks, who, so there are folks who actually, they look at people and they say, those people aren't folks. And, it goes the other way too. You got people who look at folks and they say, actually, those folks aren't people. So you got people looking at folks like they're not folks, and people looking at other people and saying, actually, those people are folks. And actually, I think that at the end of the day, folks and people share, there's a lot more that unites them than divides them. So I think that, folks who, and does that answer your question? Good. Good. Well, I should like to take my leave of you now. It's a very emotional moment for me. Since I arrived on the stage some minutes ago, you have been like an audience to me, and that is something that I will not soon forget. I'd like to thank the piece of sound equipment that's been with me up here since the very beginning, the SM58 microphone from Shure, celebrating 52 years this year. And what a long run that is, and we wish it at least 52 more years. It is a solid microphone, one that has served me well over the course of many days and evenings as well. And there's nothing else to say except a good night. Thank you.
Round of applause for all the comedians you saw tonight. Thank you so much for everybody coming out.
Truly last show. And for our last show, we also are both going abroad next semester, which is crazy.
I don't have a closet full of Cuban clothes, unfortunately.
And we are passing the baton, so to speak. So we'd like to pass our baton. Here you go, Dallas.
Enjoy.
Dallas will be taking it next semester. We wish you the best. Thank you. We'll send you the passwords. Google Docs.
Thank you guys so much for
Really
people
wonderful.
coming out this semester. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone has a lovely night, and good luck with their work.
Also, if we want to all like chill out and get drinks,
No one wants to black out after this.
We all do that.
We'll be going to a bar, so stick around.
Yay.
Thank you guys.
totally. Yeah, of course. I'll upload the video. I can upload it all tomorrow, and I'll send you guys a link. Do you want the whole, just your clip?
I just
Okay. Yeah.